So these past few weeks, we went back to Destiny's home base. We're in the St. Augustine, Florida area. And we dove right in. First project was to dive right into cleaning up the barn. So here we've got a little time-lapse footage. One of my favorite things, organizing piles of stuff. Destiny took me to do an aerial class. She's been doing it for years. It was very exciting, ton of fun. Of course, I had to learn all the basics. I had some success here with the climbing. It's what I think is called the Russian hold, and I had some experience with that. But then there's also going down, where here I am clearly struggling a bit more with that. And then there's also all sorts of poses and holds that we learned. Here I am as a flamingo. It was quite exciting. The whole thing was a ton of fun. And you'll also get a chance to see Destiny show off a bit, since she's a lot more skilled. Here I am putting everything together. It did take a few attempts to be able to do the climbing, the tie-off, go into different poses and transition between them, and then come down safely. But I definitely want to give a shout out to our instructor, Jen, because we were able to do all this after just one session, which was really impressive. Aerial was definitely a ton of fun. We all enjoyed it, and then afterwards we all went out to get some Thai food. Definitely the best crab rangoons I've had in my life. I still think about these. And then I got to be a bit of a passenger princess, take a nap after all that hard work. Cami started blowing out her winter coat. So here I am trying to get some of the fur loose. I think in the past week we've pulled like over 5 pounds of fur off of her. She doesn't quite love the fur removal part of it, but she clearly seems more comfortable once it's gone. And I also got a chance to spend time with Destiny's kitties. This is Donnie and LV. And here Donnie is helping me to get some work done. We went to this cool school bus coffee shop. It actually used to be a bus that the owners lived in till it was converted. And this area was also had these cute little Airstream trailer boutique shops. Yeah, so we enjoyed a nice little breakfast. Also, these are our friends Steve and Ray who joined us. Destiny's known them for a long time, and I just met them at Skoolie Swarm. Obviously, they're fun to hang out with. And they joined us at the Celtic Festival, which was a ton of fun. We got to see some Highland games, listen to some really good music, eat some food. Check it out. So truly the end of an era. We learned that Joann's was closing all of their stores, and as a sewer, it's very sad for me. I don't know where I'm going to have to go if I just have to get fabric online from now on. But anyway, we did our farewell trip, got loaded up on a whole bunch of fabric. Most of the other stuff was totally picked over, even though they just made the announcement a little while ago. But there was still a ton of fabric, and we had a nice selection. We got a big bag full of fabric to make cool stuff with. I hadn't gotten a Sweet Lightning since Swarm, so I got a chance to go and get one and bring Destiny along. She got to witness the glory that is peach and honey flavored Mountain Dew. If you haven't tried it, clearly I love it. You should give it a shot. And then we got to bring Cammie to a dog park. This dog park is now the biggest dog park I've seen in my life. This thing was huge. After the dog park, we took Cammie and got her a pup cup. And when we cleaned out the barn, we set up a sewing station for myself. So here I am working on some projects. This is a project for the camper, which you're going to see in the future. I made Hamantashen in Destiny's bus because this past week was Purim. And if you don't know the story, in ancient Persia, there was a second-hand man to the emperor who decided he wanted to kill all the Jewish people in the empire. But luckily, the emperor's wife, the queen, was Jewish and convinced him to put a stop to it. And so now we eat cookies shaped like the bad guy's hat or ears, depending on which story you've been told. That's why they're triangular. So at 2 in the morning, we got up to witness the lunar eclipse. It was a very cool, sort of red and scary blood red color. And I got a chance to try out my new telescope. It worked out beautifully, as you can see. And then we went and picked up some underbody truck toolboxes as a plan to mount onto the bus. This is something Destiny has been dreaming of ever since she got the bus. So it's a very exciting day, and it's going to be a ton of storage, as you can tell from how big these boxes are and how much space they take up the entire van. We were super grateful to have Steve's help, both in planning on how to install the boxes and then actually getting them in. And Destiny got a chance. If you don't know, Destiny's favorite thing to do in the world is angle grinding. She loves it, and I am volunteering her to do any angle grinding you could possibly want in the future. Here she is, giant smile on her face, she loves it. I'm very glad that I didn't have to, because of course I was more concerned with the 30 years of dust and mud caked onto the frame. So part of the time we were working on these boxes, Destiny had to work her job for the NCAA. And it's very good that no audio was required for that job, because we were banging and grinding and shaking and smashing the entire bus right beneath where she was working the whole time. So for those of you who are interested in how we installed the boxes, obviously we had to cut a very large hole in the bus to fit them in, and then drill some holes in the frame where we could mount the box to. Originally we tried riv nuts until we discovered that the frame was actually too thick for the riv nuts to stick properly. So when one came loose, we decided to just drill straight through the frame and use bolts and make sure it's all locked down super tight. So after 2 long nights of hard work, we finally got one of the 2 boxes installed. It's super sturdy, and it's really good to know that I have a spot to sleep if I ever get put in the doghouse.